Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show. 3, 2, 1, boom!
Boom, 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 and boom. Thrive Nation, welcome back to the Thrivetime Show on your radio and podcast download. Eric Chupp, business coach, what are we talking about today, my friend?
Today we're going to get in this segment to creating an outbound sales script.
Okay.
Just an outbound script.
Okay, so I guess the question that the listeners would have, that you might have, is why do I need to know this? What kind of scenario in the game of business would I create an outbound script?
What is an outbound script?
So what I'm going to do here, Chupp, I'm going to have you list on the show notes some ample examples that the average human mind can handle.
Let's do it.
And if anybody's listening to this and you say, I have no idea what you're talking about, it's not because you are a poor learner, it's because I'm a poor teacher. So let's just meet in the middle. I'll do my best, you do your best. So here we go. If you have a business where you have to make a repetitive call, outbound, you would want to make a script. If you have a scenario where you have to make a repetitive call, outbound. So on the show today, we have Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. We're going to tap into his genius in just a moment, but he has a membership model. So if I'm a member of Kolaw Fitness, and let's say I'm in Joplin, Missouri, or Topeka, Kansas, or Bartlesville, and I'm a member, and I have your absolute cheapest package possible, how much am I going to spend a month roughly for a membership there at Kolaw Fitness, Mr. Charles?
That'd be $5 a month.
Okay, and so if my card gets declined, and therefore you cannot charge me, but I want to keep showing up to work out, does somebody call me at Kolaw Fitness, or how do you handle it when somebody has a cancellation? Because it has to happen. I mean, you have thousands of members, so people get new credit cards all the time. They move, they report fraud, their card expired. How do you make this call often, or how do you handle it?
We have some systems that we've put into place, and I don't handle that, so I don't know all the details, but I do know that we send out basically emails, text messages, and we have calls that are going out all throughout the month.
And because it is repetitive, it made sense to script out the text or the calls or the emails. And that would be one example.
Yes, everything is scripted.
Another example would be if you have an outbound sales machine. So if you have an outbound team of sales professionals, and I'd give you a good example would be over at the auto auction for Dr. Z.
Right.
Each relationship they have with the used car dealers is unique, but yet at the same time, they need to get on the phone and call people, or they need to drive by. In the world of pharmaceutical sales, they actually call a drive-by visit a call. But the point is you're calling on somebody repetitively. Pharmaceutical sales, this is so common. Again, they call it calling on a business when they actually just show up. When I built Epic Photography and we were going out to all the wedding vendors in Tulsa trying to convince them to refer us, that's a call. Anytime you're trying to, when I used to build, when I built DJConnection.com, and we would call all of the brides that attended the wedding shows, that would be a time where you need to make an outbound call. And what's really cool is once you do build a call script and you truly do nail it, you can scale it. And so, Chupp, we would go to a bridal show, and there'd be about, usually 500 girls that would be registered on that list.
Yeah.
And then step one, we would send out an email to every bride before Monday began. My other competitors haven't woken up yet. But before 9 o'clock, we've emailed every single bride on the bridal show.
From the show the previous weekend.
Yeah, from the bridal show that happened,
Gotcha.
the trade show. So if you're listening out here and you have a trade show, maybe your business attends a trade show. You have some kind of company where you attend the boat show, some kind of lawn and garden expo. You get the list, and step one is you just email everybody right away. Then step two is we would send a text to everybody. And I'm talking about you text the entire list before your competition's even woken up.
It's the move.
It's the move. So imagine you're somebody who attended the show and you open up your email, you got a message. Then you look at your phone, you got a message. Then we send you a group voicemail. Now, we send the text through a tool called Twilio,
right.
Twilio. Are any of your clients right now, Chupp, any of your business coaching clients currently using Twilio?
Not at this moment. We're not using it.
Well, I will tell you this. Most of my clients are using Twilio.
Aren't you something special?
So Twilio, that's just something.
Actually, I take it back. Dr. Jay Schroeder.
Yeah, any client that we're working with that has a lot of, right now, Chupp's working with a lot of startups and mid-level companies, but months ago, you're working with a lot of businesses that had huge numbers of existing customers. Anyway, If you have a big list, Twilio is what we recommend, the tool. Twilio.com is the tool. Twilio is the tool to mass text everybody. The second tool is Sly Broadcast. Sly, S-L-Y, Broadcast. That's a tool that allows you to send a voicemail to every single person on your list, and it shows up as a missed call. Do you know how cool that is? So here's the voicemail I would leave back in the day with DJ Connection. Hey, this is Clay with DJ Connection. I'm so sorry I missed you. Wanted to call because you registered at the bridal show, and it looks like that you might have qualified for some discounts. Give us a call back when you get a chance. Again, sorry I missed you. This is Clay. Phone number 918-481-2010. Again, sorry I missed you, but the number is 918-481-2010. You smell terrific. Take care. That'd be my voicemail. And I would do it, and it sounds like it's one voicemail. It doesn't sound like this. This is how you shouldn't do the voicemail. I'm calling on behalf of DJ Connect, or no, it'd be more like a Ron radio voice. The ones, the automated voicemails that don't work are more like, you've been called by DJ Connection because you could be the next bride who we, it's like, you don't want it to sound like
a honeymoon trip.
Right. Thank you for. We're sorry we've missed you. At DJ Connection, we value all of our customers, and we're calling you to let you know that you could choose the best DJs for a fraction of retail cost. Call our number 481. What's that number? 481. You can't sound like that.
Right.
It needs to sound like it's one authentic voicemail.
Don't use one person's name though.
Correct.
Hello, Anna.
Hello, Anna. No. And then so you leave a text message for everybody. And by the way, Chup, when you get text messages from people, real people, people you know, are they typically short and to the point?
Right. Yeah. Not like a big wall with a
so don't
stop
text
now.
people your entire sales arsenal.
Right.
All right.
Your menu.
Right. Okay. So one, what you do is you send them a text for Twilio. You send them a voicemail from Sly Broadcast. And then when you're going to call, this is the move, folks. This is the move. You want to build a call script. And at our workshop, we'll teach you. Chup, we teach people at the workshop how to write a call script. So can you walk the listeners through the process that we teach at the workshops, Chip?
Yeah, so we'll have this on the show notes today as well, but it's the Epic Photography Call Script.
Right.
And we print that thing out, and everybody in attendance gets a copy of it. And we get up at the top, and we usually pick somebody out of the crowd to come up and role play to be the part of the employee to show that the script actually works. Somebody that's never sold photography before can get up and read this script and go right through a role playing scenario with someone.
Now I want to make sure we put this on the show notes because again we talked about the Twilio tool. Right, the Twilio tool for mass texting. We talked about the Sly Broadcast tool for mass voicemailing. Mass voicemailing. You have to record your calls.
Oh yes.
Now the tool that you would want to use to record your calls, I would recommend. Again, this is what I use for Elephant in the Room. It's called Clarity Voice. Clarity Voice. That's the company that we use, and it shows you on a graph how many calls your people are making per day on a bar graph. But it also allows every single call to be recorded. In real time, you can barge into the phone call. So check out this scenario. That means I could physically take the phone with me to my hotel in California while I'm on a trip, and I just plug my phone into my USB drive, and I can start making calls from any computer in the world. Furthermore, I could barge into your calls from anywhere in the world. So if I see that Chup is on the phone with you on line 7, I could literally hit line 7 and all of a sudden I'm listening to your real-time call and I can actually begin talking if I want.
Whoa, you are train wrecking this deal, buddy. Here we go.
So that's how that works. So Clarity Voice is the system I would recommend.
Nice.
The close second is 8x8.com. It's called 8x8.com, and it is a very nice call recording system. And people say, man, this technology, what does it cost? Well, this is where I'm going to blow my own mind here, because when I built DJ Connection, Chup, do you want to guess how much money I spent on the initial phone recording system?
Well, $4,000.
No, dude.
$40,000.
No, dude.
Oh my God, higher?
Yeah, it was like $80,000 to set it up because you had to buy all the phones,
right,
and all the systems, the actual hardware. It was a deal back in '99. It turns out a call center was expensive to do. Now you can do these things for pennies on the dollar, and your coach can help you set it up.
That's amazing.
But if you don't record the calls, your calls will be terrible. Then check it out. Once you do record the calls, you got to block out time in your schedule to listen to the calls in front of the callers.
What?
So
this is super fun to do. So let me break down how you do that.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so you're going to actually you want 2 screens. First of all, if you don't have 2 screens at your workstation, you got to get 2 screens. There's just no going back from it.
If you don't have 2 screens, you would want to read the book called The Last Lecture by an author by the name of Pausch.
Okay.
He had terminal cancer, And he explains to you that when you have 2 screens at Carnegie Mellon, they found you could be almost doubly efficient.
It's amazing.
And so he said, as a life tip, if you want to get your time back, have 2 screens. Back to you.
Okay, and so you put the call script up on one screen. I would suggest printing it out and having it in everybody's hands as well.
Oh, come on.
But you want to have the script up on one screen and playing the call on the other, and that way you can literally be reading the words and checking out what the team member is actually saying at the same time. So you can, nope, that's not on the paper. What's going on there?
So I went to one of my businesses on Saturday, and this is called Darth Vader's Visiting. This is what it feels like, okay? Now, Darth Vader, if you remember the it was the 3rd Star Wars.
I don't remember.
He goes to visit the Death Star. He wants to see the progress of the Death Star. How are we doing? Are we caught up? Are we hitting the deadlines?
Right.
And his second in command, he's like, the Emperor asked for the impossible. He's like, we need more men. And he says, well, good. You'll be happy to tell him when he's here in person. Ooh. And remember, the Emperor isn't as forgiving as I am. No, Darth Vader's the guy who's been known as putting people in a chokehold for not hitting deadlines. Right. He's an effective manager. So what I like to do is I like to show up at the business unannounced, and I like to say, hey, I'm just here auditing, just seeing how we're doing. And guess what? There's a front door of one of the companies, and the lettering had been ripped off by vandals downtown.
Right.
And it hadn't been replaced. And I went to another store, and it said bathroom out of order. And I said, we can't have bathrooms out of order. If the bathroom's out of order, let's get it in order, like the same day.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh, okay. But again, I'm not criticizing our people. I'm criticizing myself.
Yeah.
Because if I had been better at teaching that, then they would have let me know in our weekly meeting, would have fixed it faster. So I have to ask myself, how can I get better at communicating the urgency of fixing things? But the big principle is if you don't inspect something, you can't expect it to happen. So Chuck, if I'm going to try to write a script, walk me through what are the steps I have to do?
All right, the steps you have to do, first of all, you've got to script out. We've got 4 sections, right? Rapport, needs, benefits, and close. Those are the first 4 sections. And you have to script out 5 questions to build rapport.
So you script out 5 questions to build rapport. If you don't do that, the people who work for you certainly aren't going to have the social skills that you have. And so you want to understand and you want to get this in your mind.
Yes.
The average person, according to Forbes, does not stick at a job for more than about a year now. So if you're going to take a year to teach somebody all the nuance of your industry, that's not smart. So you script out the 5 rapport building questions. Then you script out the 5 needs-based questions. Then you script out the 3 benefits. The benefits are how you solve a problem supported by a fact. And your coach will help you do this. Your coach is going to help you do this.
Key thing is supported by a fact or a stat, right?
And we have actual template, real deal scripts that we can give you right now, the listener. Just reach out to your business coach. They'll help you, okay? Now, the 4th is you have to script out the closing questions. And I'm not talking about vague principles. These are the specific literal words to say.
Right, and you want to go with the this or that options, right?
Yes, you want to script out the step-by-step questions to close. So you would literally write on the piece of paper all the things you want your people to say, step-by-step, verbatim.
Verbatim. This is not improvisation class.
Then you want to script out all the objections that you get, because you get so many objections, but really you get the same 3 objections no matter what industry you're in. People say, I don't have time, I don't have need, and I don't have the money. I don't have the time to move forward today. I don't have the money to make to do it, and I really don't see a need. That's what they're saying. And so that is how you build a successful call script. And if you feel stuck at any point, reach out to your coach. They can help you. They're going to provide you with recorded call samples and recorded scripts, actual examples, downloadables. They have all the tools right there for you. They're there to help you, but we can't help you if we don't know you're stuck. So email us to info@thrivetimeshow.com.